Here we are at the UFO Files, sightings report for the week, running about a day late here, Larry. A lot of other things happening, and sometimes we just can't get it all in.
Yeah.
In fact, that's kind of I guess the theme. We have something on our UFO sightings report page there that's pretty interesting that we've known about for a while, and you just now published it. You might tell us about that.
Right. Well, it's
And
been.
by the way, welcome to the show.
We've had a lot of things going on. I mean, there's in the news in general, it's been sort of a slow weekend, but we've been pretty busy, and
Yeah, we've had lots of business things going on, and lots of design things, and a lot of new projects we're working for the fall, and so it just basically was more than we could get to till right now.
so
Better a day late
then never.
than a dollar short.
So we have we'll have our usual most interesting set of reports tonight, and we're going to start out by discussing, as Jerry mentioned, the picture that you see on the UFO Files report page next to this audio report. And that is a very interesting sighting from the county of Devon. Actually, the town there in Devon is Ashburton.
And now we're talking England here.
In England, right. And this is, I had seen this a number of months ago. The individual contacted us via our listeners' input page, and I was rather intrigued by the sighting, but it was like everything else, and a lot of stuff going on at that point in time, and it just sort of got buried. And I noticed this week that it showed up on the filer's report, so I thought I would go back and look up the sighting as it was reported to us and relay it to everybody.
Yeah, well, I think that'll be very interesting. We have, I think the message really here is that when people report things to us and you don't hear it immediately that week, that doesn't mean it's forgotten.
No,
it's
it
just a matter of time of putting into the right content at the right time.
So, would you like to hear about this?
Which I certainly would.
Well, this particular sighting, this individual had a number of sightings over the years, but this one is so strange that we just have to talk about it. It is quite unusual. This was submitted to us by Andrew Bell in Devon County in the United Kingdom, and this sighting occurred in September of 2000, and he's certainly seen nothing like it since. It's quite unusual. It says this was a close encounter, and the craft passed across a valley and directly over our heads, as these reports often do when people have these close encounters. They always seem to pass right over you, don't they? Isn't that interesting? It's like, they're putting on a show just for you. And I don't disbelieve it when people tell it. I think that's an inherent part of these sightings, is that they often are directed towards the individual who is the observer. And that's the reason it's often, how many times have we heard this phrase, passed over my head? So many times. Well,
that's true. We have almost a report every week, or probably 2 or 3 every week.
Right. Now, it says this craft was illuminated on all edges and very large, and it was seen at around 8 o'clock in the evening with clear skies and very little wind. This craft was cubic, squared off. It wasn't round, it wasn't a disc, it wasn't a cylinder, it wasn't a triangle. No, it was cubical. and its shape was actually L-shaped. Right? It's almost like a flying building or a flying hotel. Some of the rectangular shaped craft that have been reported all around the world, and specifically there's been some very good sightings of them here. Incidentally, one of them in the St. Louis area in the year 2000, same year of this sighting. It wasn't L-shaped as this one was. It was just a rectangle, but certainly you say, how is this thing flying along? It's certainly not aerodynamic in any way, shape, or form. So this is like literally, when I looked at this, I said it looks like a flying hotel. It could be something, that took off from Laughlin, Nevada.
Yeah, with the lobby and the
right.
the egress area, with the signs and the whole thing.
Right. So it says it had a slight protrusion at the rear with 3 balconies, literally balconies above. Within the protrusion at the rear were mesh-like dishes which were emitting a blue-purplish light. This seemed to be propelling the craft at about 40 miles an hour, estimated. The underside of the craft had 3 large white lights, 2 at its tail end and 1 at the other end. These were joined by huge pipes. The craft was also so close that we could see the bolts on the pipework. The craft emitted an electrical humming noise, which was not loud, although it sounded very powerful. It is now 5 years on, and I find myself asking, are they somewhere on Dartmoor? Are they still here?
Sounds like a UFO moving machine,
Right. Were they
up the entire house, only this time an entire hotel.
Right. He says, were they landing or leaving? There are plenty of places on Dartmoor to hide a craft this size. I suspect so. Dartmoor being a wilderness area there in Devon County. And my pictures are made with my computers, so they do not do justice to the UFOs that we have seen with our own eyes.
And he says UFOs.
Right.
So he's seen more than one.
Right. So, where he lives seems to have quite a bit of activity. At any rate, I thought this is the most unusual UFOs that I have ever had my eyes on, or a description of one.
You can't make out any people, can you?
No.
Just the hotel.
Just looks like a hotel. So at any rate, didn't we get a report from England this week?
Yeah, Tony Glenn, who writes for us